26 to Thailand, Thailand Rob. And if you're new to this channel, this is the channel where I'm walking around Thailand and seeing stuff for the first time. Like today, it's called the hospital. That's not one of the places that I wanted to actually go and visit and show you or be a part of. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? And surgery in Thailand. Yes, when one comes over to Thailand and, well, they're on holiday, the last thing you're thinking about is, hey, how about a good, nice little hospital trip? But when you've been over here, I tell you for almost 2 years now, and it was almost inevitable that it was going to happen one day. I probably haven't been to the doctor since I had rotator cuff surgery done years ago, like 10 years ago. Fortunately for me, when they did the rotator cuff surgery, they actually put you to sleep and they do the surgery. Yeah. So what happened? By the way, that's the reason that there wasn't a Sunday chat on Patreon. So if you're waiting for the Sunday chat, it might be a Monday or Tuesday chat because now I'm just kind of at home and it's been a weird couple. 5 days ago, okay, let me start off. I have had an abscess or a cyst or whatever you call it underneath my skin on my back for 30 years. It was a small bump 30 years ago, and then over time, of course, the sebaciousness of it has just gotten bigger. Well, it has never posed a problem. It has never caused any trouble. I have lived fine with it. No worries. Up until 5 days ago. 5 days ago, I woke up and it was very sensitive, and I said, okay, well, if this doesn't go down in a couple days, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. Mind you, I just got over that whole spotted, measly looking, yeah, this is not a look that you want to go for. I don't know what that was. Well, 2 days went by and I knew that I was gonna have to go and just have this thing cut out and removed. Simple, right? So I start the vlog on Saturday where I'm gonna go to the hospital and I'm gonna tell you how quick and simple it is to go to a hospital in Thailand and the prices of it. Something went wrong. So I'm in Thailand and I have to go to the hospital. Now what I've heard is, and hopefully this is the case, that I'll be able to go in, and as long as there's not a ton of people waiting, it shouldn't take very long. If there's a lot of people waiting, then we just make an appointment. Basically, if it's what I think it is, it's gonna be a lancing and probably a couple of stitches. I just got my number. Gotta go back, because it's a Saturday. I didn't think about being Saturday, and I guess there was not a lot of doctors on duty. So Monday morning, 9 a.m. is the appointment. That's what I gotta go back and do. I wasn't thinking it was a Saturday. Saturday, I guess they are lower staff, maybe, because when we got in there, the wait was a little bit long, but it was 1 in the afternoon, so I expected that. It ended up being that they couldn't see me that day. They made an appointment for me to come back Monday morning, 9 a.m. Today's Monday. So lucky for me, I asked Cobb, the lady that does all the paintings for you, that I asked her if she could take me, and of course she did. She says, of course I could take you. So we get on the motorbike, we go to the hospital. It's about a 30 minute drive depending on traffic. We get to the hospital, we go in, you get queued. Even though there's an appointment, you're in the queue for your appointment where other people. And they sent me to the wound dressing area, which is the area where people go after they've had a procedure. They check the wound, they change the dressing, and they send you on your way. People were going in and coming out 5 minutes later. It looked very efficient. They got to my number 16. They got to my number and they said, you need to see the doctor. And I said, okay. So 5 minutes later, they said, you can come in. I go in. The doctor looks at it and goes, okay, like abscess. She had small English skills. She didn't have a broad vocabulary, but she says, I think abscess. And I said, okay. So they said, lay down on the table. This is a room that has, I think, at least 3 tables in it that are just with the draw curtains each way, and fans blowing. I mean, some people would be very uncomfortable probably in this situation, but I was not uncomfortable with the situation. I was not uncomfortable with the room. So they say, take off your shirt and lay down. I lay down and they swabbed the area with something. Then they took a second, threw that away. They took a second swab and they swabbed around the second time, threw that away. They put this, one of those sheets where it's only cut out for the area that they're going to work on, everything else gets covered. They threw that on, which kind of blinded my one eye that I could see with, which was fine. And then the first word that she said was sorry, and that's when either the needle or scalpel went in. And yeah, mind you, if you're going to have surgery, I highly recommend that you are asleep or numb when you have it. Yeah. The procedure started out, and it was fine at first. They locally numbed the area as best they could. But what happened was the amount of tissue that had to be removed from me just kept getting deeper and wider. And the grossest, most difficult part about this was I can hear them cutting my skin. I can feel them pulling my skin apart and cutting. I can hear it. So about third way through the procedure, I realized my fingers have dug into the pillow so much. And the only thing that I would hear was I would flinch, and they would say, "Still hurt?" And I would say yes or no, or a little bit. And then I would feel another injection. So as they were going, they were just locally numbing me. But the sound of hearing your own flesh being cut as you're awake and laying face down on a table, where only thing I can see out of the corner of my eye is one of the tissues where it has blood on it has stopped. And the only thing I could think about half the time was the Hannibal Lecter movie where the guy is just being eaten. One cool thing about the room was everyone still had their cell phones, even the doctors. So as they were getting messages, it was a nice distraction, to be completely honest. So I'm laying on this table, and I got one hand, my arms are like this, head like this. This hand has dug itself into the pillow. They're gonna have to surgically remove that. This one is just rubbing my head, trying to focus. And I've got one leg just kicking the table like a 4-year-old. I was a mess. This never seemed to stop. It kept going and going and going. And although they were working quickly, I could tell they were working efficiently, and it was no BS about it. This was taking forever, and I lost track of time and was starting to lose track of senses because it was becoming extremely difficult to lay there calmly and keep being tugged and pulled and pressed and clips and the sounds of everything. 75% through the procedure, she stops and she tells me what is going on. She says it is so large under the skin. She said it was 4 to 5 centimeters in width, and she said the problem was it had infected part of the skin on my back where it was under. So she's had to remove skin as well as this tumorish glob of goo. Yeah, if you're squeamish about this later on when I show it, I'll give you the warning to not look. Longest story is short that I could possibly make it was, we finally get done. The most painful part of the procedure was when she goes, I've had to remove skin and I'm worried about the infection. I'm going to give you stitches. She said stitches, infection, tissue. She was trying to say stretch. She's worried that stretching the tissue, if it stays infected, that she's worried that it won't stitch and heal properly. So in the morning I have to go back and get the dressing looked at and swapped, but on the piece of paper it says that they're going to take the stitches out in, I think, 1 week. On Saturday they had prescribed me antibiotics and light medicine for pain. Today she looked at me, she said, don't take any more of that. Take this powerful stuff, so powerful I can only take twice a day, and she gave me ibuprofen for the pain, which I'm not a big fan of pain pills or anything, so I've only had to take one, but I'm not really doing that much exercising. These suckers are like horse pills. I mean, they're this big. They said don't take the old stuff, only take the new stuff, come back tomorrow, don't get this wet. When I got up, and they told me to get up slowly in case I was dizzy, I was kind of okay. And then I saw all the rest of me, little parts of stuff that didn't get thrown away. Here, oh, by the way, this is lightly graphic. If you don't like to see human flesh on the floor, don't look for now. If you are squeamish to seeing human tissue laying on a surgical table, I'm going to suggest that you turn away from the camera for at least probably 10 seconds, okay? And little pieces just lying around. Seriously, little pieces of me lying around. Oh, that's so bad. When I went outside, Cobb was there and they were giving me the instructions on to come back tomorrow, etc. And I looked at Cobb and Cobb just says, she goes, "Oh my God." I said, "How long was I in there?" She said, "You were in there for 2 hours." Mind you, if anybody else was in these rooms, when they kept hitting me, I was the only one making sounds like, ah, yeah, that kind of sound. So they say, "Okay, this is your prescription. This is what you need to do. Go to the window and you can pay. We'll see you tomorrow." I said, "Okay." So I gingerly walk up to the counter where the way it works is you hand them your prescription. The man hands you the bill for it. Once it's filled, you go right next to the next window, you pay for it, you show the receipt, and he hands you the prescriptions and asks you if you're allergic to any medicines and all. So he gives me the medicines and all. The whole surgery and the medicines included, today, Monday's bill was 2,375 baht, $70. The medicines and the prescription that I got Saturday was, I think it was 560 baht. It wasn't a whole lot for that because it was just a evaluation and some light meds for that day. So the total roundup package was what? Was that number. That's 2 visits to the hospital. Now mind you, even though mine was a terribly long surgery today for me, 2 hours of anything is, oh, we still went in at 9 and we were still out by noon. 9, 10, 11. So within 3 hours, we had queued, went and sat, had a serious surgery done for 2 hours. I'm still shaking from it. And then back on the bike, where they said, whatever you do, don't get it wet. And of course, outside, it's a frickin' monsoon. Of course, it's a frickin' monsoon. We're on a motorbike. Yeah, that absolutely. I mean, serious wind and rain. Anyway, I'm back here now. It did just stop raining, and so hopefully I can walk down to, there's a little store not too far away from here. I need to get more water. I've been told by so many people not to drink beer. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. So I gotta go get some water and a couple things to eat. And then that's it. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. I still got some footage to show you from a couple of weeks ago. It's really cool stuff, but this is breaking news and Patreons. Yes, I will probably make something else because I'll probably get stir crazy here and I'll probably think of something that I forgot to tell you. So happy Monday. Oh.
Can you take this asshole back to America, please?
Woody, don't forget that.